I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of June 11th, 2025, 6 p.m. of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Town Hall, first floor. Could everyone, first I want to do a roll call. Chuck, present. Kevin? Here. Marty? Here. Andrew? Here. Jonathan? Here. Not present are Lori. Not present is our Chubb. Not present are Aaron Colwell. Could we all stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, public hearing. Let's start with 24/25-26. Lorinda Dimio seeks a variance of part 10.7.1/10.7.2 nonconformity enlargement/change, and part 24.5.3 other property lines, 11.7 proposed to the north and 11.5 proposed to the south. The zoning regulations to permit the construction of 3 dormer additions to the house and raising of the roof of the garage at 12 Birch Street, map 37/lot 74, Residence A District, Coastal Area Management Zone. Who will be representing for the applicant?
Good evening, Attorney Ed Casella, representing Lorinda DeMeo, who is here this evening, seeking variances to complete.
1 second. What?
We just want to say, make sure who's seated, the alternates for who's absent.
Those that are present are seated.
Everybody,
Sorry,
thank you.
Yeah,
but that was only 4. Since the other, I said the other ones weren't here.
Okay, just wanted to.
I apologize.
yeah, that's okay. So additions to her house on 12 Birch Street. Property built in 1954 is a 1-story, 2,400 square foot gross floor area with the garage. The property is non-conforming. I'll share my screen here too. As to both setbacks, 3.9 feet on the south, to the closest point in the garage on the north, to 11.7 feet. As part of the floor plans, the existing floor plan shows part of the reason why we're asking the variance in particular to elevate the roof of the garage. So the garage is on the left side or the north side when you're looking at the site plan. And right now, when you walk out of the garage into the sunroom, you then have to walk up into this room that's called a family room. Okay, so the garage is low, the
Right.
sunroom is a step up, and then this is a further step up. Is that right? Yes, and then the porch is off the rear of the sunroom. So what's being proposed is to come out of the garage, redo the kitchen, living room into an open floor plan concept. When you come out of the garage, you're now coming onto the main level of the house, you know, the old family kitchen level of the house into this, you know, newly updated portion. So in order to do that, when you're stepping out of the garage onto the higher level, the architect needed to raise the roof. I think it's what, 8 inches?
So in reality, because when we look at that, it's basically a 7.5 foot step is what you're proposing.
Yes,
Inch.
Yeah, 7.5 inch.
yes,
But what was confusing, okay, was that was 7.5 inches, and then on the original, in the next drawing, it's still 7.5 inches. So I was confused. So was it? Because you show, this is the original.
yep,
See, on the original, you show 16 inches down, which would imply that it's a 2 foot drop almost.
16 inches,
16
2 steps, 2 risers.
Yeah, two-step drop. That's what I was confused. I was having trouble with that.
No, but what he just explained was that you have 7.5 coming
Correct.
in, and then you have another.
7.5 right there.
Correct.
Or, yeah.
That's confusing to me too, and that,
Yeah.
why is it 16?
And then why is it
inches over here?
16 over there? That's what I couldn't understand.
Yeah, well, Lorenda,
It is, well, when you walk from the garage into that lower level, it's straight. And then it's 16 inches up.
Oh,
so the sunroom and the garage are even?
Yes.
that was the problem.
All right,
The
even though-
drawing's not accurate.
All right, not me, it wasn't me. It was,
No, I couldn't understand it. You
No,
understand?
because it doesn't add up.
Because it didn't add up. I was trying, so currently,
Oops, sorry.
yeah,
you can walk directly from the garage into the sunroom. And then you have a 2 foot. Understand?
yeah, so in order to make the door from the garage into the new kitchen mudroom up 2 feet, you have to raise the roof in order to get the headroom necessary.
Yeah, I understand that. So that's, because we didn't see any pictures.
Yes, we
So-
want to put the stairs in the garage to get up into the house.
Right, so you need to have a stair.
We don't have the
Two
height,
risers out of the garage into the sunroom.
yeah, we don't have the height in the garage. to do that.
Okay, now,
Now it makes sense.
because it didn't. Okay. Sorry,
Sorry,
Yeah, now that, listen,
but you can understand why that was confusing.
yeah,
Because I didn't,
I was concentrating on we're going from 14, 6 5/8 to 15.
in reality,
3/4.
we're going up 16 inches, okay? So it's 2 steps.
Yeah, but not, the height of the garage, the
No, I
garage
understand.
isn't doing that, but yeah, the floor is going up.
Okay, fine. Sorry about that.
And the new garage roof is no higher than the roof of the, the existing ranch, which is staying the same.
Right.
And then the second thing we're asking for variances for is for those 3 dormers, which are basically just window dormers to allow, a little bit more open air light into the first floor. It's a single floor, we're not adding a story, we're not changing the roof line or anything, it's just an aesthetic and light. So the third thing we're doing, which doesn't require variance, is there's a new deck constructed on the rear of the property. In between the, what used to be the sunroom and porch and the bedroom. So there's a deck that's gonna be infilling here. So that our coverage is going up slightly, but still complies at 18.9%. So on the south side, the southernmost dormer doesn't actually go all the way, it goes to 11.5 feet. And on the north side, the garage being elevated goes to 11.7, so those are the 2 variances required, 11.7 and 11.5. Hardship is the implementation of the Residence A district regulations on this non-conforming lot. House was built in 1954. And as we discussed, the garage expansion is to create headroom into the main house level. The dormers just go outside the volume of the house, small amount, just a few feet for the 3rd dormer. The other 2 are legal. No increase in height in the structure, the main part of the structure, but, we believe that changes will add to the aesthetic of the house. So that's the
If I
presentation.
can just add one thing, there is a little bit of a step in the garage. I don't have that.
Yeah,
From the garage.
it's probably to be 4 inches.
It's like right there.
yeah, it is. It's like 4 inches.
It's
Exactly. Yeah.
Literally,
It's a half step.
yeah, it's the foundation.
Do you want to see the picture?
No, we can't
No.
do that.
I can visualize it.
Yeah.
Are there any questions of the applicant at this time?
None for me, it's pretty simple.
Marty, any
explanation.
questions?
No.
And
No, I would just make a recommendation, when I'm looking at these plans, the proposed, you still have down 7.5 inches from the new mudroom. So I would modify the plans before you submit these to show
Sure.
the 2 risers plus or minus 16. So there's no confusion about
Yeah,
what's going on.
but these are just,
Preliminary, I
they
guess.
just stand for ZBA review.
I was just simply making a suggestion
right,
when they go to build
when
it,
they go to build it, 'cause
Right.
they'll be confused.
like we were.
All right, hearing no questions. I would like to open it to public comment. Is there anybody in the public, in here or online, that would like to speak for or against this application? A second. Anybody, would you like to add anything? Okay, hearing none. Okay, I'd like to make a motion to close public comment. Did I get a
The
second?
public hearing,
What?
hearing, the public
About
hearing.
to pose the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Okay, let's go into discussion. Is there any discussion we like to have before? And I make a motion?
no, I mean, we're not coming up, they're not coming up above the existing roof
No.
height. I think the dormers in the front add to the aesthetic,
Right.
you know, from the street.
And
I like it.
so I'm, you know, the hardship I see.
Not that that matters.
Yeah, the hardship I see here is it's an irregular shaped lot.
Right.
And a second hardship is because of the access into the house, it's a health and safety issue to get a code compliant door. So I can see elevating, we do add a little bit of bulk, but I believe that with the irregular shaped lot, we should be fine. I'd like to make a motion to approve 24/25-26 application. We have a hardship of of the shape of the lot. We have another hardship because we need access from the garage into the house. So we need to give them a code compliant door. In order to do that, we need to elevate the roof approximately 8 inches, which is not an unreasonable ask. We have a slight protrusion of one dormer into the setback, but that's again due to the irregular shaped lot. So I think, based on that, I believe we should approve this application. Is there any, one that would like to add a friendly amendment to that? Hearing none, could I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I'll be
Oh.
using myself on next appeal.
Just, for the record, we need to read in the drawing was, drawn by. Who drew this? Oh, 360 Design Plus LLC, and the job number was 2510-12 Birch Street, and it was dated 2/4/25.
What's your time frame? I'd love to see it done.
Her contractor called me today.
We're ready to go, so
Love it.
thank you.
Now, before I open the public hearing, 24/25-27, Mary Beth and Kevin Danby, I need to ask those seated members if they can be impartial in reviewing this application, because he is a board member. I need each one of you to state that you can,
I can be impartial.
I can be impartial.
I can be impartial.
I can be impartial. Number two, we only have 4 seated board members. Traditionally, we like to have 5. Attorney Casella, do you want to move forward with 4?
We would like to open the public hearing, present it to you, see if you have questions, and, you know, reserve the right to continue it if, you know, we think that's prudent, but we would like to open it tonight.
Fine, okay. I just wanted to get that off for the record.
On the record, not
Actually,
outside.
on the record. So again, 24/25-27, Mary Beth R. and Kevin Danby seek a variance of part 10.8.3, non-conforming lot, no change allowed / changes proposed, and part 24.5.1, street line setback / 25 feet required, 15 proposed of the zoning regulations to permit the construction of a 2,493 square foot house with attached garage and breezeway. 240 square foot finished accessory structure with kitchen and bath. 120 square foot covered porch, 263 square foot pavilion, and at 21 and 25 Knoll Drive, map 4/lot 123 and 124 Residence A District Coastal Area Management Zone. Representing the applicant,
Good evening again, Attorney Ed Casella, representing, Mary Beth and Kevin Danby, who are both here this evening. Application, to tear down and rebuild, the house at 25 Knollwood Drive. So I will share my screen. And review a few things here. There are some particulars. Okay, so right now, this property is actually currently 2 lots. Mary Beth individually owns 25 Knollwood Drive, which is a 6,700 square foot parcel on the right side of the map, which is, where's my north arrow here? To the north, okay, away from Clubhouse. On that property is an existing house with 900 square feet, plus the garage and the porch in the rear. And then Mary Beth and Kevin own 21 Knollwood Drive, which is a vacant parcel with 5,200 square feet. And those are in separate ownership and have been in separate ownership, so they remain separate lots. Never been merged together, as we all learned about, right? So what they're proposing to do is remove the existing house at 25, merge the 2 lots legally into a single parcel, and rebuild the house, with the garage, convert the existing garage in the north, west corner into a cabana, and then construct a pavilion. Property is a corner lot bounded on the, south by Clubhouse and on the east by, Knollwood Drive. And, the proposed improvements include the 2,600 square foot, gross floor area and 2,397 square feet of coverage, which is under the maximum is 19.9%. We spent a lot of time with Chris going through to make sure everything is included, the built, the elevator, everything that needs to be included, the steps, are all included as, part of the coverage calculation. So the only variance needed for this development is a front yard setback variance off of Knollwood Drive. We're asking for 15 feet, where 25 is required because it's a front yard setback. The 25-foot front yard setback on Clubhouse Lane is fully there. The rear of the property, the improvements, the proposed pavilion is a minor accessory structure that only requires a 10-foot setback, so that's complied with. And the garage, that's being converted into a cabana, there are no exterior, there's no changes to the shell. So there's no change to the non-conforming structure. Everything that's being done is being done on the interior of the property, of the building. So there are no, variances needed, for that. So for this, and that, the garage cabana, I think this is the best looking garage in Old Saybrook right now. You can see what it looks like currently with the garage on the right and then the porch on the left, and there's, the view from the middle of the yard looking at that porch on and into the garage. So that's what we're talking about converting into living space, essentially, outdoor living space. So the hardship, we have the Residence A District regulations implemented on this corner lot. And if this were not a corner lot and Clubhouse Lane was the front and Knollwood Drive was the side, we wouldn't be here.
correct?
This would be a compliant proposal. So that's number 1. And number 2, we do have reductions of nonconformity. First, there's 2 existing parcels right now, 6,700 and 5,200 square feet. Those are 2 separate lots that are both substantially non-conforming. The 6,700 square foot lot on the north with the proposed house also is too close to the side yard setback. It's 11.5 feet off the side yard. So that will be eliminated. The side yard setback will be eliminated, and the lot area will be substantially improved. This has been through CRAD. You can see the design of the septic system on the left. The existing the way it's been designed, everything's been pushed toward, Knollwood Drive to be able to make sure that there's enough room for a replacement septic system if necessary. One other positive feature about this development, these two trees that are on the site plan shown as tree to be relocated, both, nice maple trees. Those trees will remain on the property, and can't remain in those locations, but will be moved into different locations on the property that are okay with the, where the septic system is and the digging is going to take place. But there's actually a service that comes in and kind of scoops up the whole root structure, lifts it up with a big crane,
Tree spade.
digs a hole, yeah, tree spade. So, the Danbys are happy to, keep their beautiful mature maple trees. So again, we have, hardship of the corner lot, we have reductions in nonconformity, elimination of nonconformity for the side yard setback, and, reduction in nonconformity, because we're taking, 6,700 square foot lot with a house, and a 5,200 square foot vacant parcel, and making them into one much more compliant 12,000 square foot, parcel. Property will remain compliant at 19.9, 20% coverage, and 21.9% gross floor area, so that gross floor is well compliant. I do have a couple of, there is a letter in the record, but there are additional ones that didn't make it in, so I can pass those down. And I did draft a merger deed too, showing that the two parcels will be merged, so we can submit that for the record as well. I think the Leahy one is the only one that made it online.
Okay, so I should read these in.
Yeah.
Okay, May 30th, dear Mr. Gordon, not right, okay. We are the neighbors of the Danbys at 25 Knollwood Drive, and I reviewed the plans for their new home. We then walked by the property. We have no objections. We write this letter in favor of the plan for a new home at 21-25 Knollwood Drive. Thank you. Anthony LaMattina and John Bosdy, 15 Knollwood Drive. Okay, from Donald Hunt and Linda Hunt, June 4th, to whom may concern, referencing 12-25 Knollwood Drive, Old Saybrook. We are residents of Knollwood Beach Association of Saybrook. The Dancy's have shared their plans of 12-25 Knollwood Drive, and believe their additions will enhance our neighborhood and are in favor of the proposal. Lene and Leo Soboleski, 48 Woodland Drive, May 30th. We are, dear Mr. Charles Gaden, we are writing to let you know that not only do we and our family not oppose the new home at 21/25 Knollwood Drive, but we are strongly in favor of it. The home is nicely designed and will fit perfectly in our neighborhood. We have spoken to 7 neighbors after seeing the plans, and they are in favor of it too. My family has owned property in Knollwood since the 70s and hope the new home is enjoyed as much as we enjoy Knollwood. Gail Fahey, dear zoning board of appeals, I am a neighbor of the Danbys at 25 Knollwood Drive. I reviewed the building plans submitted for their new house for 21-25 Knollwood Drive. The submitted plans were clear and thoroughly planned. It is without hesitation I support this home construction. Donna Norridge, 34 Jarvis Road, to whom may concern. We are neighbors of the Danbys, 25 Knollwood Drive, and have reviewed the plans for their new home. We have no objections. We look forward to another beautiful home and fully compliant with zoning regulations. Yes. May 31st, from Charles and Anita
Painter.
Thank you. We are writing to endorse the plans for a new home at 21-25 Knoll Drive, and we have no objections, and we'll add another beautiful home to the neighborhood. We've got them all.
Yeah. And then the deed.
And then, I will give to the clerk the quitclaim deed. Do we have any questions of the applicant? Oh, that's me. Yes,
Kevin, what's the plans for the added lot in the back there? Nothing, just grass?
No,
Lot.
on the on the,
This one,
yeah, there's already an existing house.
Oh.
That's Jarvis.
okay.
That's their house on Jarvis.
I guess my question is, in regarding the cabana, what's actually going into the cabana?
That was my next one.
Yeah, okay, sorry,
No worries.
Yeah, it's 215 square feet,
right.
so it's a very, very.
Oh,
very
I'm not asking,
small
I
space.
understand that. It's-
Yeah,
Utilities.
no, there's a hangout area, there's a sink, there's a fridge, there's a bathroom. It is not an apartment, it can't be an apartment. We've worked with Chris on this, we know it has to go to her to make sure everything is good. There's no variances we're asking for this cabana at all. So, if there's no concern that it's an apartment, because it's not an apartment, it can't be an apartment.
And and I'm assuming it's not winterized, am I correct?
I don't know that.
It's not.
Yeah, okay, just for the record. So basically, the cabana is just got a little spot in it, so it's got a refrigerator, it's got
Sink
a sink
in the bathroom.
and a bathroom. No shower, correct?
Shower, there could be a shower in there.
Is there gonna be a shower in there, or is there gonna be a shower on the outside, just so I know?
I don't know that their plans are finalized, but they're not, there could be a shower, and again, and this is our discussions with Chris as to what's an apartment, what's not.
That's what, just, that was my concern,
Yeah, so
to keep
we're,
it clean.
Right. Is
we're,
there any intentions to improve that existing cabana? By
Yeah.
that, I mean increasing the size of the sub panel for future use? Because I know you have generators sitting back here, so I'm just wondering where the gen panel is gonna go, whether it's gonna be on the house or the back of the cabana. Not that it makes a difference,
the generator there now.
Generator's gonna go
behind the cabana,
behind the cabana,
right,
and it's gonna, the panel will actually be on the house,
perfect,
Got it, for,
not on the cabana.
right.
okay.
So I see that it shows an existing septic system of 1,000, but that's being abandoned, am I correct on that?
No,
The
Well,
one in the center,
it's gotta be, that's where they're gonna connect the
that,
water from the command.
Correct.
okay, so the cabana is gonna use the existing septic tank, is that
Mhm.
correct?
That's my understanding, right?
there's two choices, I could use it for the cabana, or I can abandon it and pipe it to the new septic. The new septic is actually has a 1,500 gallon tank. And the reason I did that is it's overkill, but that way I know that it's gonna definitely, that and the system is definitely gonna last longer than I am.
Well, I was just concerned because there's a septic system, as far as the proximity, it doesn't show any leach field or anything, so.
Leach field is under the existing patio, it's marked in the FRAD report.
Okay.
Is the cabana, obviously it's going into the existing tank right now, right?
No,
It's not,
there's no water in it.
There's no water in there, so that was the reason I was asking, which one of deepest things, I mean, I want to see where the leach field is. I don't see any drawings showing the leach field.
thanks. I remember seeing it, I just don't know where it is.
Do I have the Brad in front of me?
Yeah, we have we have two CRAD approvals, because the plans got revised.
Yeah.
I mean, on Greg's plan, on his approval. Existing house demolished, save existing septic for cabana. Lots combined, new 3-bedroom house with new 100% compliant 4-bedroom septic system to be installed.
Yeah, I was just looking as to where the leach fields were.
How old's the tank? Do you know,
10 years.
the existing?
That's the only reason I'll use it.
Right.
Otherwise, I can either, if I can't get the pitch, I can pump it there. to
Right.
the new system.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. There's a note that says to be served by existing septic system of house to be demolished, okay?
So I think yes, it goes back.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I'm guessing too, obviously, I mean, Crad looked at this and made the determination that that, because we don't see the leach fields, so I'm assuming then that it's not too close to the house.
Oh, it is on there, it's actually under the proposed pavilion.
Oh,
Existing 27 square foot leach field. There it is,
told you it went back.
Okay. What is it? Am I just missing it?
right above the word.
Right there.
Oh, existing, there we go, there it is. It's right there, so it's directly under the, can you put it,
I thought it was linear feet or.
can you actually put a pavilion on top of a leach field?
Just the footing.
Temporary structure.
Civil structure, okay. Just,
Well,
it's,
Anything is just.
well, that's something that would have to deal with Crad in the building department.
Yep, and this, we can see,
Okay, I'm just trying to understand.
Greg approved these plans.
Right, so that's goes to there, no problem. Yeah, I'm gonna with that.
I just need a Monty raising his hand.
Nick's on.
Nick's on, can you bring them up? Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick, Attorney Lamonti, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have a specific question at this point. I just wanted to make my presence known. So carry on, folks. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so do we have any other questions of the applicant? I mean, we have the reductions of nonconformity, the cabana. So the cabana it's 200 and some odd square feet. So it's
215.
215. So it's got a refrigerator, which is no problem. It's got a sink, and it's got a bathroom. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go, we still have to get this through Chris.
Right,
There's no variance requested for the cabana.
right, yeah, because.
So if Chris tells us to jump, we're gonna have to jump, but this is, we've talked to her about this and this is the plan we landed on.
The description calls for, 240 finished accessory structure, with kitchen and bath.
Yeah,
Is that the cabana?
yeah, that's the cabana.
Yeah, but that's been
It's
changed.
been slightly, it's been.
Yeah, but no
slightly
kitchen.
down. No kitchen.
That's
Nick. Do I have
Yes.
do I have any concerns on the cabana, only because I don't have a problem with the refrigerator, with the sink, and with a bathroom. But should I have any concerns about a shower being in there?
Well, I think that's a fair question, Mr. Chairman, and this board may remember some past applications where it contemplated whether a certain proposal was an ADU or not. So I think that's a consideration perhaps that you're driving at here, Mr. Chairman, is trying to distinguish. I think there's been some modifications to the plan moving away from, and Attorney Casella can certainly, jump onto this, but I think there's been some modifications to try to drive the point home that this is not to be used as a dwelling unit, but ultimately it's going to be this board's determination and assessment of whether that's an ADU or not. I mean, if in some ways in the past where a proposal has effectively allowed for that sort of a development, the board has questioned that and in fact denied applications on that basis. But here really it's going to come down to what specifically the application's proposing going forward. I mean, I came in a little late here after the presentation, but I'm sure Attorney Casella highlighted that, or at least I would hope that that's clear for this board. Is this just a cabana, or or maybe the better question is, could it easily be used as a dwelling unit?
Right.
I think the square footage is just too small to be
one
to be
thing-
habitable.
Right, and it's not winterized.
Right.
So you couldn't stay in it, it's not insulated, it's not heated, it's not air conditioned, as far as I know. So, but that was my only concern. Cause I don't wanna get us caught up
I
in that.
understand, yeah, and that's why we worked with Chris and amended it, so.
I mean, I personally would feel comfortable if there was like a shower outside.
Yeah.
As opposed to one inside the cabana, cause then that just takes completely off the, out of the building.
No, I agree with you, but putting everything into 215 square feet, there's not
Right,
much left.
anyways, there's not much left, even if you
No.
put this, if you put a full bath, a
That's what I'm
bath
saying.
and a shower.
I'm certainly not gonna deny the applicant his
No.
doghouse in case they get in trouble with the wife.
Oh, I understand. Okay, yeah, you're right, the
Is it
overall
a man
size.
cave or a she shed? We don't
Right.
know.
Okay, I hear that. Are there any other questions of the applicant? Marty? And
No.
I'm good.
I'm hearing none, okay. I would like to then open it to public comment. Is there anybody in the public or online that would like to speak for or against this application? Hearing none,
Motion to close.
motion to close
The public hearing.
the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Four. Okay, discussion. I see the shed, but I'm assuming it's under 120 square feet, so it's only 2 feet off the property line. Okay, the cabana is so tiny that for it to be considered living space with what's going into it seems
Unrealistic.
unrealistic. Because of the fact that you have a covered porch, so the actual cabana itself is minuscule.
Right.
Right. The pavilion is situated 10 feet off the property line. And it's I'm assuming it's a raised structure, somewhat raised structure, and it's not gonna do any harm to the leach field, which is directly underneath it. And that I can see how we can use the existing septic system to support the minor usage coming from the cabana. The existing septic system is, should they have to abandon the existing septic system, they have plenty of capacity in the proposed septic system to handle any additional load from the cabana to the leach fields. And we have the reductions in nonconformity. So
Mr.
And-
Chairman, if I could
and-
just jump in very briefly on that point. Obviously, if the board is inclined to act tonight, as I have advised this board, you're probably sick of hearing it at this point, but as you are well aware, the law allows you to grant a variance if there's one of two things, or both, I suspect. A hardship, a legal hardship, which is a tough hill to climb, or as I'm hearing everyone noting, reductions in nonconformities. I would just want this board to be clear on the record, if it is inclined to act, to identify any such reductions overall in terms of what the proposal is. Here, obviously, we have what are currently two separate properties, and just in my review of the application, it would appear that an element of getting closer to conformity requires that the properties be merged. I know that that is part of the proposal here, and I would think that as a condition, if, for example, this board is inclined to act favorably, I think it would need a condition that the approval would be conditioned upon the actual merger of the two properties, which I understand would get the total lot size to 12,000 as opposed to the required 12,500. But that gets closer to conformity when we look at each individual parcel being about, half undersized. So
Correct.
just put that out there, Mr. Chairman.
I appreciate that. And I thank you for that comment. Okay, sweet. I guess, I should make a motion.
Any motion to Attorney Amonte's, any motion needs to incorporate both lots. They
Right.
need to be married.
So what I'll do is I'll make a motion. And then I want you to friendly amendment and whatever you think
Okay.
that you need, I'd like you, anything, Andrew, that you'd like the friendly amendment, anything that Marty would like the friendly amendment. Okay, I would like to. After reviewing the application and reviewing everything that was stated by Attorney Casella and the applicant, I would like to make a motion to approve 24/25-27 Mary Beth R. and Kevin Danby's property. One of the requirements is, to this is the condition to merge the two properties, which would make that more conforming than the two individual properties by themselves at 1,200 square feet, not quite meeting the 12,000 square feet, not quite meeting the 12,500. We do have back, hardship, again, is a corner lot requiring setbacks of 25 feet on both sides. In reality, Clubhouse has met the 25. And Norwood is at 15, but if it was an adjacent property, it would only need to be 15, okay? And that's not an unreasonable ask. I would like to state that the existing house is non-compliant with both the front yard of Norwood Drive and the south side. The front yard will be, which is not non-conforming, will be retained, and the side yard non-conforming will be eliminated. With the exception of the front yard setback, the structure will otherwise be fully compliant, which I agree. That the cabana is to be used as a cabana and not to somehow be converted into living space.
Correct.
Correct?
An accessory.
An accessory,
building.
to an accessory, but not to be used as an habitable accessory building. Is there anything else that you think I should add?
I think you got it
Marty,
covered.
do you think, is there anything else that you'd
No.
like to add?
Questions that I haven't been answered.
The only term, I think in terms of auxiliary dwelling unit,
Auxiliary dwelling unit, we wanna make sure it's not considered an auxiliary dwelling unit,
Accessory.
accessory dwelling unit, sorry. Nick, is there anything else that you might think I should add to this motion that I might be missing?
I think you cover the bases, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Based on that, with no other friendly amendments, can I get a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Great,
Got it.
thank you.
You're very welcome.
Save your face, Lily.
Now. I'd like to,
Put on the drawing. is that-
oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to. The drawing in question is produced by Robert C. Simone, licensed land surveyor. The latest drawing is 6-3-25. Want to make sure I covered everything, let me get the other drawings going on. And, oh, sorry, I apologize. And the other drawing is from, date on this, do you see any date on this?
Front page.
Front page.
First page.
There we go.
Where is it?
Okay, the new construction, 25 Norwood Drive by HIER period ARCHI.
Note this date.
The
That's
date,
most provision.
June 2nd, 2025, project number 20 250101. That covers the drawings. Okay. And I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes. I've looked at the minutes. I've read them. I didn't see any issues with the minutes. If anyone saw anything that needed to be corrected,
Make a motion to approve.
all those, make them a second, please.
I can't, I wasn't present.
I wasn't present.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Got it. Okay.
So.
They have to abstain.
Okay, just-
Right. Now, okay, any correspondence and announcements? I just want to state one more time for the record, it's very important to all the board members. If they can't make the meeting, to contact land use. Don't send me an email saying you can't make it, because I'm assuming that you've already told land use, okay? I've been scolded several times now, and I want to make sure for the record, in parentheses. In the minutes.
Karen just needs to know.
Yes, Karen just needs to know, because, the situation occurred where Chubb said he was gonna be here twice, and then he sent me an email saying that he wasn't gonna be here, but I assumed that they had gotten the email, then I realized that they didn't, so I forwarded the email, and that's how we ended up with 4.
Just CC Karen if you're ready to talk an email.
Yes, yes, CC Karen, that's right. It's really the right thing to do anyways. Any emails coming to me from you should be CC'd to Karen.
Right.
Okay, so correspondence and announcements, I just made it. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.